have come to Daytona to begin a new season and answer another challenge. The Busch Series is a blend of the future and the familiar. It has been a finishing school for the unrefined, where talent was translated into trophies and children into champions. It has been a part-time place to race and learn and wait until it was finally your turn to win. The Daytona 500. Now new names have come to class. Young drivers inspired by old school style. This is their day to greet the racing world. Will they follow the leaders or will they lead the followers? The cheers of a new year are waiting, and so is history. Who will be the next star to say, I did it. I beat the best at Daytona.
Give me fuel, give me fire, give me double shot of time.
TNT Sports presents the NASCAR Busch Series. Today, it's the season opener, the EAS GNC Live Well 300, live from Daytona International Speedway in Florida. The off-season is over. It flew by, and this weekend fans have raced to Daytona to welcome back the sport and the stars they love to see at a track where they love to watch. The NASCAR season begins every year with its biggest blast. Busch cars today, and the Daytona 500 tomorrow. Hi everybody, I'm Bill Weber. Welcome back to Daytona, and we're ready to go racing. In just a few moments, I'll be joined by our TNT special contributor, Tony Stewart. Each year, the Busch Series comes here to start the season. The field's glistening with veterans ready to charge after the championship. Then there are some frightened new faces in there that are hoping success is just around the next turn. And then there are some guys in the Winston Cup garage that try and sneak over here and sneak out of town with the trophy and the check. Well, rarely has that been more true than today. There are 5 former Busch Series champions in this race. 7 guys in this race will drive the Daytona 500 tomorrow. And there are also 6 guys in this race that are not in the official 2002 NASCAR Busch Series media guide. It could be a wild day. Let's get started with a familiar face. Here's Matt Yoakum.
Bill, for the first time in 3 years, Dale Earnhardt Jr., the 2-time Busch Series champion, suits up to do battle in the Busch Series, trying to win a Busch race here at Daytona. Although prolific last year on the plate tracks in Winston Cup competition with 2 wins, believe it or not, he has never led a lap in a Busch car here in Daytona. Junior has the old number 3 back, the old blue familiar colors, Dale. How about it? Only twice since 1982 has a driver won both the Busch and Cup race here at Daytona in a single weekend. Can you pull it off?
Yeah, we got to get the first one, though, first. I mean, we got a good car. Richard Childress and all the guys at RCR, I want to thank them for what they've done. I want to thank Nabisco. All the guys at track, Bobby Hudson and everybody has done a great job for us. It's been a lot of fun. We got one more in Charlotte that we're going to have a good time there. And it's just been for fun, you know. This has been a good, almost kind of hobby-ish, if you will. And we might come back to Daytona for the night race for having such a good time.
A hobby may pay off. His best finish here in a Busch car is 14th, and Daytona is all about drafting and drafting partners. And Dave Burns, he may have a partner in today's field that could go with him.
I think we'll know by the final lap, Matt, when his older brother, Kerry, may hook up with him. But he's had a lot of distractions this weekend. Memories of his father, racing with his brother, not to mention a brand new team and a new sponsor. So, Kerry, how have you stayed focused on just racing this race and trying to win?
Man, it's been hard. You know, we've been here for the whole week and been doing a lot of things with sponsors. You know, we signed on a new sponsor announced this week with 10-10-220, and they came aboard. We have Supercuts here for Daytona and about 20 other races, and just real excited about it. You know, it's been actually pretty easy because I'm finally here. You know, this is where I've been trying to get to, and we're made it, and we're comfortable doing it. We went out in happy hour and real comfortable in happy hour and real good, and as far as, you know, drafting with people and you know, just working our way up to the front and hook up with Dale Jr., maybe go all the way to the front with him.
It's looking good for him so far, and guys following him up the grid, many smiles and handshakes, just the way his father used to get. To Marty Snyder.
Well, Dave, I think those Earnhardts know a thing or two about winning here at Daytona, but lately in the Busch Series, it's been Nemechek who's been atop of the charts. Joe, you've had the fastest car here for about 5 years in a row, but only one win to show for it. A lot of rain today. What effect is that going to have on the racetrack and the race?
Well, it's track's going to be green to start with. I think it's going to maybe a little bit tough on tires to start with, but you know, Goodyear's brought some good tires here. Our Cellular One Pontiac is running awful strong, and hopefully we can lead some laps. Got a lot of tough competition. Good thing I got 3 of my cars lined up behind me, so we're looking forward to today.
Start of the race should be very interesting, Bill, and this race has never been won from the pole. Today, Joe Nemechek sits on the pole.
Okay, Marty, thanks a lot. We're joined on the wagon by Tony Stewart, who has run this race twice and won the IROC race here yesterday. Congratulations on that, by the way.
Oh, thank you.
What are we going to see out there today?
Well, I think it'll be interesting to see at the beginning of the race exactly how all these cars and how the handling of the cars are. You know, we've had a lot of rubber. We've been here for 9 days now, so there's a lot of rubber in the racetrack. But now with all this rain now, it's the first opportunity that the racetrack's been totally cleaned off. So I think it'll be interesting to see how the cars kind of swap around right now.
Okay, now you came into this race. You didn't have a lot of experience here. What was it like the first time?
It was very nerve-wracking at first. A lot of these guys that don't have a lot of experience here, they don't know when to go, when to stay in line, and it's just a trial and error experience. But hopefully everything they learned in practice and in happy hour yesterday will help them for today.
Okay, Tony's going to watch the whole race with us, so he'll be talking to you throughout the afternoon. About a 2-hour rain delay, but we're closing in on the command to fire the engines for the NASCAR Busch Series here at Daytona. The EAS GNC Live Well 300 is brought to you by General Nutrition Centers. Live Well with GNC, the official vitamin store of NASCAR. And by Smooth Busch Beer and Easy Drink and Busch Light. Busch, the proud sponsor of the NASCAR Busch Series. And we welcome you back to Daytona, closing in on the command to fire the engines. And here are 3 guys that are already fired up, ready to go. Alan, Benny, and Wally.
Been fired up for a couple of hours, and finally, we're going to get to see some racing at Daytona today, Bill. BP, watching practice throughout this week and talking to the drivers in the garage this morning, this race has kind of an edgy feel to it.
And, you know, the reason for that edgy feeling is because of all the newcomers in this race. 6 guys in this race today have never raced at Daytona before. Another half dozen have never run the NASCAR Busch Series here in Daytona. And, Wally, that's the reason for the edginess.
There's a couple more reasons for that edginess. One is these new guys, this is Daytona. This is the biggest race of their careers, as well as the Winston Cup drivers, owners, and potential sponsors watching this race adds a little bit more pressure to it.
Add on top of that some drivers whose teams need to find sponsorship if they're going to continue racing this season beyond today. And you've got a little desperation. And desperation in Daytona, they don't usually mix in very well. Trackside, the car covers are off, the drivers are strapped in, and it's about time to get today's NASCAR Busch Series race started.
Race fans, the sun is out at Daytona International Speedway. You've been waiting a long time to hear the most famous words in racing. And here to give those words, the Grand Marshal, the EAS GNC Live Well 300, Mr. Ron Hellick.
Thank you. Gentlemen, start your engines!
2 hours delayed by rain, but now we're about set to get the NASCAR Busch Series season underway. 300 miles at the Daytona International Speedway. And finally, the green flag when we come back.